Okay, YouTube, welcome back to Prison Architect Alpha 23 with the Flying Phent. This is episode 58. And we're picking up right where we left off. There were no crashes this time. So, yeah, we need to build some walls, but more importantly, I think, is going to be to get the utilities up and running for this thing. So we have removed... Did I remove this utility as well? I can't remember if that was this episode or last episode. It has been removed from there, which is good. I want it to be removed from there. I do have it there. Okay, so this, I need to put this one in so that I can get power there. Okay, good. And I don't remember, this was obviously powering all of these. But one of them, the section here at the top, I want to remove this, because if you recall, this bottom part in the middle is going to be powered by this, in addition to this right side. But this stuff is going to be powered by the station, I believe it was this one I was going to go with. Yeah, that one up there. So, yeah, I need to get that going. I was also going to power all of these with this one as well, obviously, since it's going to be very difficult to do it any other way. So I'm going to start off, actually, by running the cable. Do I want? I don't think I need cable to come up there. It's going to come down here and then straight... Where does this one go? This one goes up the... Just right here? That seems reasonable. That seems like a reasonable place to put it. So I'll run the cable up there. It doesn't have to go quite that far because it's not doing the bottom, but it will be doing the top. That will connect. Yeah, so I need to start here. Run. I'll just run straight up and then across. Once that's all in, then I can start thinking about removing this stuff from here. But basically, I'm at a point where, I mean, I had mentioned this in the Europa Universalis thing, like, I reached a point where I feel like I have it licked almost. The only thing is that I keep thinking as I get, like, all I gotta do is keep building what I'm doing, right? And I will finish. My regime obviously works. I'm making a fair chunk of money. I'm working on my grants. Like, I don't have any real hiccups going on, and I don't suspect I will have any real hiccups going on. So for all intents and purposes, I could say, yeah, I'm done. My computer can't keep up anyway. But the problem is I'm getting so many inmates every day that I feel like I'm about to lose anyway. So I just kind of I don't want to seem like I'm giving up, although it's killing me that things are just so slow on my poor computer. I'm just interested to see, I keep thinking we're going to end and the game's going to be over anytime soon anyway. So I'm just kind of toughing it out waiting for that. We'll see. We'll see if that's fault. But for now, I guess we'll just keep trucking along. But yeah, going to install some cables. Something we had started, not last episode, but the episode before last, the part that we had lost, is that I had put down the wall across the back here. And I haven't redone that, I don't think. No, I haven't put that back in because, I'm working on these cables and I have some things that are just a bigger priority for me right now. It would be nice, absolutely, to lock out the contraband, for sure. That was the intention of putting that there, right? And then putting the fence here, and then that would be staff only back there. Yeah. It'd be nice, but it's just not a priority right now. Once I get my utilities in, and I manage to get my kitchens all set up, my 3 separate kitchens set up, maybe they will. But for now, this is going to be goofy. I can't assign any inmates to this until this completes, I think. So this is definitely going to be a priority, getting all my utilities in so I can get them set up. Although I suppose there's nothing stopping me from putting cookers and whatnot in here. They just won't be able to work. I'm not so much concerned with these two. I'm more concerned about getting this one in, but I don't really want to put the wall in until I've got the utilities down, simply because the utilities are going to, I think, be the hiccup in the whole system. Alright, now we did also tell them to install some stuff in the kennel, if you recall. So that's going to take a while, and I also want to get them building my security my armory out here, and then moving my morgue. Oh, words, English words. Find words, speak with them, be coherent. That's my advice to myself today. Ooh, screwdriver. Oh, I'm glad I put the metal detectors in down here then. This guy's running around with a screwdriver. Yikes. You do serious damage with a screwdriver. There's been a few incidents in Canada. There was one very memorable that I remember from about 10 years ago with, where a guy attacked police with a screwdriver. The police weren't very happy about it. I believe the guy was shot multiple times. And here's my advice to you. I don't care if you like police or hate police or what your opinion is about them. Here's my advice to you. Don't run at them with things that are weapons or things that could be considered weapons. You know, that's my suggestion. If you want to avoid trouble with the police, that's probably the first thing you should avoid doing. Alright. So I have to raise my capacity to 500, which is basically filling my prisoner, right? Cell blocking will be the last, basically the last grind we will accomplish. Although I suppose it's possible that some of these will take even longer. That's a definite, I wouldn't say likelihood, but it's a definite possibility. Okay. Our guards are walking around here from the kennel. Oh, excuse me and my yawning. I wasn't yawning until I started doing this. I don't know what's going on. I woke up this morning and I had a craving for a BLT. Now I don't know, like if you go out for BLTs, I find it's either really low end, where you get like, they use like cheese slices, you know what I mean? Like the Kraft cheese, like basically the rubber cheese. That's not even real cheese almost. Not that it doesn't taste good. Don't get me wrong, I love the cheese slices. But for me, that's not, for me a BLT is like real pieces of cheese, you know? Or if you go out to buy a BLT, you get a high-end BLT where they put like a pound of bacon on it, which is kind of overkill as well. So I like, when I have a BLT craving, I make them myself. I make them at home. So I had some bacon, and I get this really fancy bacon from Whole Foods. Not that I'm a food snob, but the bacon from Whole Foods, I don't know, it's just delicious, and it doesn't shrink. It's the way they make it is different than traditional bacon, and it's supposed to be healthier for you, although it's obviously still riddled with fat. But it doesn't shrink when you cook it for whatever reason. And yeah, so I use that. So I got up this morning, fried up some bacon, sliced some fresh tomatoes, cut some real American cheddar. People might be angry because obviously there's cheese made in Canada, but I didn't use that. I got American cheddar. But it's what I like on BLTs is American cheddar. Some of the Quebec cheeses are delicious, but I find the American cheddar is the thing if you want a BLT. That is the cheese to go with. So yeah, I sliced some of that. I had some fresh lettuce in the fridge, nice and crispy. And I made 2 sandwiches. You know, some mayo, some salt and pepper. That's kind of it. I do mayo, salt, pepper, lettuce, cheese, and the bacon, and the tomato. And that's it. That's all I put on it. I cut it diagonally so it's easier to eat. Otherwise, everything comes spilling out the back. As you can see, I've got my BLT making and eating down to a science. And I made 2 of them. I made 2 of these BLTs because, you know, like if I'm having them for lunch, usually I have a little bit of potato chips. That's kind of my dirty little secret. Not really a secret. It's my I don't know what you call it. Some people have a smoke. I have a BLT with some potato chips and like a half a can of Coke. And that's when I want to just eat unhealthy. That's one of my go-to things. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get a pizza now and then as well, but when I just want, like, maybe it's not a cheat day or a cheat meal, but I just want something a little bit naughty. Something that's not quite, you know, healthy, but not just dripping with grease. That's what I go with. BLT, potato chips, and a little bit of Coke. But in that case, I only make one sandwich, because one sandwich and then a little bit of potato chips is perfectly filling. But because I wasn't having anything on the side, I was just having the sandwiches, I made 2 of them. And I thought, that'll be a good amount. Oh, I ate like 1.5. And I don't like to be wasteful, so I ended up eating the other half as well. So I ate both of them. But I ate 1.5 and was like, oh, this would have been it. Like, I would have been content with 1.5. And that always seems to happen to me. It's always like 1.5 servings. It's never 2 servings. It's never 1 serving. It's always 1.5 that makes me feel satisfied. And that annoys me. Why can't I be satisfied with 1? Also had some chocolate milk with it. Oh, it was delicious. I had chocolate milk for a while. Well, I guess I shouldn't call it chocolate milk. It was almond milk. It was chocolate almond milk. But it was still delicious. So we've almost got this cable in. You can see how slow everything's going. It's this is the biggest grind for me right now. Like, if this was performing at normal speeds, I would have, done twice as much this episode. But it's literally been an episode of installing power cables, and we didn't even install that many of them. And every day, this is just going to get worse. I mean, you look, in 19 hours, we're getting 30 more people. So it's going to crawl that much more. I guess we have also installed some kennels. That's true. That is true. I was out last night and I started chatting up this, how you English people say, a fit young bird. I started chatting up a Canada, at least me, I refer to them as sexy ladies. I don't call them fit young birds, I just call them sexy ladies. But yeah, I started chatting up this sexy lady, and she just gotten a new dog. She was having dog problems. And I really like dogs. I've raised a lot of dogs, and I have I worked as a dog trainer for a little while. So I was giving her some. She was asking me for advice to help her with her dog problems. I will tell you if you are looking for a way to be better at meeting women, or if you have a problem meeting women, my advice is to learn all kinds of things. Learn about dogs. Learn to play guitar. Learn. Start do things you're not interested in. Go back and watch all the episodes of the Gilmore Girls. Watch Grey's Anatomy. If you're a girl and you have problems meeting guys, start watching MMA. Start watching basketball or baseball or whatever's popular wherever you're from. Not to like it, but just to make you a better conversationalist. You don't have to become fanatical about it, but just a familiarization with it, right? I find that's the key. It's just that familiarization. I end up with in so many conversations with women over things like dogs, because a lot of people have dogs, and the fact that they used to train dogs. It seems everyone has an issue with their dog. No one is 100% happy with their dog, it seems. Which is sad, because dogs are such fantastic animals. There's no reason not to be 100% happy with them, but a lot of people aren't. Their dog has misbehaved in some way or the other, and they're looking for training advice or what have you. So that's a good one. I have gone back. I take my own advice. I watched all the episodes of the Gilmore Girls. Again, I watched it more when it was on, right? And I don't think I watched every episode, to be honest with you. I think I've probably seen half of them. But it was enough that I could engage in conversation on the subject. And that's the whole point, is to be able to engage in conversation. Do I need that? Yeah, I do need those. Okay, good. And that's the whole point, is to be able to gauge a conversation. I watch MMA, even though I have no interest in MMA, and I don't watch it religiously again. But if there's a fight on, I don't watch the TV shows, like the Ultimate Fighter TV show or whatever. But whenever there's a big event on the pay-per-view, I go down to the local bar, and I take the opportunity to drink a few beers, have some chicken wings, basically be a pig, is what I'm getting at. I take that opportunity to be a pig and drink copious amounts of alcohol, which I don't do often. I don't recommend you do it often, obviously, but everyone has their vices, and mine happens to be I don't mind having 2 or 3 or 8 pints of beer every now and then. So yeah, whenever there's a big fight on, I'll go down and I'll watch it. Again, I don't really care about MMA. It's not something that interests me personally. Nothing against it. It's just, you know, everyone has different interests. It doesn't interest me personally. But I follow it casually so that I can converse on the subject. And I mean, that comes in handy because guys like to talk about it. But, you know, there's a lot of women who also enjoy it. And that's the point I'm getting at. Just, if you're having issues with ladies, and I know a lot of guys who seem to, and they're always like, how are you so confident, and why do you do so well, you know, talking with women? Because I'm just an average guy. I'm not, you know, I'm not a super stud or anything. And I certainly wouldn't say that I'm a master with the women. It's not like I talk to a lot of women. I don't necessarily pick up a lot of women, if you know what I mean. I'm not going home with every girl I talk to, but I have no problem talking to lots of women, and I find a lot of men seem to have issues with that. But yeah, for me, it's just a question of being well-rounded and well-versed as a person, to be able to talk on multitudes of different subjects and engage in various different discourses and whatnot. When you don't have to, you know, if you only knew a lot about 2 or 3 things, then in order to impress a woman, you've got to kind of steer the conversation those 2 or 3 things. Whereas if you know a little bit about everything, you can kind of just let her prattle on and throw in your own little interjections randomly every now and then, and she'll think that you're an interesting guy, even though you didn't really say much. So that's my tip. That's my tip on dealing with the ladies and the men, dealing with anybody, dealing with friendships, with people in general, is to be a well-rounded individual who enjoys conversations on a wide variety of subjects. That is my summary for you. Is there a cable in there? Oh, they're still being installed. Okay, good. So that one's going to stop there, which is fine. This one goes up there. I'm putting in all of the little snippets here to jump across to cover the other sides. So I'm going to go ahead then and start going on. I need one for each, right? So I'm going to do, in fact, I might do more than that. I might do this whole side, because I've got to remove the, oh, how's this going to work now? Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Never mind. I confused myself. I'll put in all the things that are covering the gaps between the cables. Where exactly is that gap? Wrong thing. Where's that gap over here? It'll be, I think this through? Yeah, I did. I'll remove that. Okay. That snippet, that one needs to be powered from there. It won't be connected here. So this will connect it across here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and run cable like so. Across there. Those will all be fed from that. That's good. So come down here. Okay, good. Excellent. And then it will be over here. We can do cooker. And how many did I still have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10, 11, 12. So I've installed 12 of them. Sinks, I've done 12 of those. We need 6 sinks. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sinks, and I'll need 6 fridges. And again, I think I've done the edge there. Oh, but that's not necessarily the edge of the utilities, is it? The edge of the utilities will be over here. So let me do, definitely going to put the fridge here. 1. Where else do I need to put a fridge? On the side, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And that will give me fridges in every kitchen, sinks in every kitchen, and stoves, cookers in every kitchen. I'm sorry, not stoves. So when we come back, we're going to run the electrical cable from this one, from this power station up here, to power this stuff. As these things go in, go ahead and break the electrical connections where required to make sure that things aren't just powered across the board. And also finish filling in our water supplies for the rest of the sink areas that we didn't do before. But that's going to be in a future episode. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. It really does help my channel grow, and I certainly do appreciate it. And if you want to see more content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.